Well, friends, welcome to Starry Hilder's homestead, and isn't it a gorgeous view? Look at that. It is, almost 15 after 4, and the sun is finally going down. Beautiful day out here, and I got my sparkly lights on. I love my sparkly lights. But average evening on the homestead. Well, this evening I am going to be doing some canning, raw pack. Even in the wintertime, I don't stop canning. And we know it's hunting season, so we've got hopefully soon some spoils from hunting. And then we've got winter driving, which means roadkill. And that means either picking up roadkill that's good and fresh for ourselves to can, or that means picking up roadkill to feed the chickens or the dogs. It never goes to waste. So Mr. Hilder is out in the shop. Here, I'll bring you out here. And he's been working on this. See, look at how many shops just cleaning it up. And he really does pick the carcass clean. We don't let any meat really go to waste. And then when he is done picking this clean, it will actually go out to the chickens so they can finish picking the rest clean, because chickens love meat. They love meat. He painstakingly takes so much time to clean it up so that it's not filled with ligaments and tendons. It's just beautiful red meat. I mean, look at that. I know, that's just gorgeous.
So you get the gamey tastes when you leave all that slop on there. And this took me a few hours to do this. This is tedious type work, and I guarantee people don't do this. They're like, that's good enough. And then that's why you have the gamey taste, because you're eating a bunch of fats and that type of stuff. And I don't like any venison fat. Tallow, that's terrible.
Yeah, it
is. Can't
is.
have that stuff. Got to get it down to you're just dealing with red, pure red meat.
Right, exactly.
It tastes awesome.
Exactly.
And the problem is too.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get carried away. But
yeah, no.
The problem is too. And I'm not cutting down the beef industry or anything like that, because I enjoy a good T-bone every so often myself. But people are too used to eating the fatty, the burger. It's got a lot of fat in it.
Yeah.
And they're used to that taste because you've been eating it as a kid.
Yeah. I
haven't eaten burger for so long I can't even tell you the last time. I mean, it's 20 years.
Yeah, more than 20 years.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, I'm just throwing it out. And so, to me, this is what tastes normal.
Right.
Right. Venison is actually, to tell you the truth, the orders of hamburger. I love venison steaks. Hands down, the #1 best steak on the planet. But as far as hamburger goes, elk moose hamburger, supreme. You cannot eat any hamburger that is better. And then bear, and actually venison hamburger, last on the list.
Yeah.
But I love the steaks. You can't beat them. I mean, I've grown up eating steak since I was a kid, and it's like I'm having some more steak tonight.
Yeah. In fact, he'll cut them up and put them right in the old cast iron pan right here.
There's only one way to do it. You're gonna do a quick snippet of when I'm doing this.
Oh yeah.
And I've had people comment when I've cooked backstrap tenderloins, whatever you want to call them. The technique that I use, and this is exactly what it is. It's technique. The tenderloin may be tender. I'm not necessarily trying to tenderize an already tender piece of meat, but when you pound it with the plate, as you'll see, I use a little saucer, you pound the flour into it, or you pound it and then roll it in the flour, it actually does something to the flavor. I'm not kidding you. I've eaten it both ways. I've done this my whole life, doing it this way. I wouldn't do it because it's an extra step, but it tastes so awesome. You've got to pound it with the thing. You got to do both sides.
And we'll show you that after I get done filling these jars and canning. I'm going to use my big canner for this, my All-American, and I'll have 2 cases within, 75, 90 minutes, I think it's going to be. Awesome. It's pretty fast. So
in this particular deer, ironically, I was out, I've been hunting still, and I usually wait for the last, for deer, I'll wait till the last minute before I just put meat on the table, because I never have problems. We get roadkill, other things going on. I'm usually hunting for big bucks is my top priority. And I will wait till the end before I shoot a doe.
Right.
But I was coming home from hunting last night, and I had seen a monster buck. I mean, this thing had a rack on it like this, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get him tonight. And he was coming, and then I won't get into the whole story. But anyhow, I didn't get him, and so I'm coming home.
Go ahead.
I sat all day too, from 6 till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was froze to death. Couldn't find the stand. Soaking wet. Got up in the stand. It was like 17 degrees out. And I sat there all day because I'm like, when it comes to these deer, I'm next level crazy. Yeah. There is no amount of cold. It's supposed to be single digits and down to 0 or below 0. So now I pull up the real secrets. I've got a big body bag type thing that I get into. I don't use that unless I'm absolutely have to. But well, that's a whole nother video.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm coming home, and a doe jumps out in the road in front of me, and she's 50 yards ahead of me, and so I slam on the brakes, and I'm skidding along, and she's looking the other way. I'm like, you need to look this way. Jump off the road. Move. She didn't move, and she looked right as I hit her, and I hit her absolutely dead center. I couldn't turn, I don't drive off the mountain. And I hit her dead center, and I've got a grill guard on, and so it hit her right in the rib cage, and
roadkill.
Did minimal damage to the meat. So, obviously I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy killing the deer that way, but it was an accident. It happened. So now I'm going to utilize the accident for, the spoils of our pantry and right on it. Didn't go hunting tonight because the priority was getting this meat taken care of.
Exactly.
And so that's how it works out sometimes, It's death on the homestead is happening. It happens.
And you hit a doe with your vehicle. You got to take care of it, and we take care of it. So that's Mr. Hilder's story. I didn't tell you that he hit a deer, but I'm glad he shared that. Yeah. So
I haven't hit a deer in probably 25 years.
And we were very lucky that there wasn't a lot of damage or no damage actually.
Right where the grill was. If she would have been off to one side or the other, she would have hit my headlights. And probably broken. But
so I'm going to finish this up, and he's gonna, and then I'm going to throw this in. Yeah, real simple. I'm just packing this beautiful red meat in my jars. They're clean. You don't have to sterilize them because the process is going to sterilize them. And I don't even add any flavoring at this point. I just don't, because I use all of this meat for, lunches and supper and stroganoff and tortillas. And so I don't need to add any flavoring at this point. I just like to raw pack it with nothing else but the fresh shopping. And Mr. Hilder wanted to show you, friends, one more time, if you haven't seen the video, what we do with these wild game bags that we really like. And they come in handy.
I got the venison here, and these are the back straps.
Ooh.
And what I like to do, any of the chunks, obviously you have to cut it so it's going to fit in the bag. But these tenderloins are perfect because they just slide right in there. So, dip it, water. And all that dipping in the water doing is just helping it slide in there so you're not fighting it.
Oh.
Go like that. Squeeze all the air out. I don't put water in these because I plan on these don't sit around too long. But do try to squeeze the air out. And then the little handy taper. Have your pen ready. It says right in the package, venison, 12. And then I write tender on it.
Nice.
Or backstrap, whatever. Instead of using the Ziploc bags, because I had to save a few steaks. I save a couple of the cuts, and then obviously the backstraps. I ate the inside tenders last night. But you put those darn things in Ziploc bags, and you only got a piece of meat this bag, and you ain't getting all the air out of it.
Right.
And then within a short time, they get freezer burned.
Yeah.
And then
I know
you're talking, whatever.
We really like these for our homestead.
It's just quick and fast. I mean, you can see how none of this cutting paper like I used to, and the Ziploc bags are just expensive.
Yeah, they are.
These are cheap.
Yeah.
Dunk it in water.
Yeah. I got it. I think on my STARRYS store, if you go there, you'll get the link for Amazon.
Put it on there. Slides right in there. Squeeze the air out again.
Yeah, and see, that's just a small piece. They'll be just enough for Mr. Hilder in a meal.
Right, I'm packaging these. Oh, and I'll show you another thing, too. For one person, make a fist.
Yeah.
This is the portion that you should be eating for
your protein.
A portion of meat for protein for yourself.
Yep.
So if you're going to have 2 people eating, you might want to take 2 pieces out like this.
Yeah.
And so this just worked well for me because I grab 1 piece and it's going to be, well, that's going to be sort of a small end of it.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of tiny.
But it's not a big deal because you just know this is 1 portion, so you can do it accordingly. Yeah. So.
All right. So still working on the venison. Pretty soon he's going to be.
This stuff does not have to be tedious and time consuming to where people they don't like it. I love doing this. I mean, this is just part of the deal.
Yep.
And I just see meals, fresh. I know
organic.
Where this came from. There's no chemicals or slop in it. I'm like, man, I'm having this piece tonight right here. I'm setting them on the side.
Okay.
That's going.
We're gonna be frying up that pretty soon. All right, I gotta go check my canner.
Okay.
All right, we got production line going tonight again.